Hello YouTube. Today I'm gonna do a Elemental Hero deck profile. So first off we have one Stratos. Searches out every Elemental Hero of the deck. Um, Next we got two Alias. Main beater of the deck. It is a Gemini, so it can be used for Gemini Spark, and also is a normal monster when it's on the field, so it cannot be Phoenix chained, which can attack your monster when you attack your opponent directly. And the only problem is when you Gemini summon this monster, it's like summoning it from your hand again. So basically, your opponent is warning it, and then Phoenix Chain does work after you Gemini summon it. So I mean, like, there's no reason for you to Gemini summon it to activate its effect. So be used as a normal monster. Next, we have a Bubble Man. Amazing card when you top deck it in late games. Helps for mid game push decent card. Next I have a Photon Thrasher, which is like a Cyber Dragon replacement. Basically, because nobody now is running Karakuris, and I found Cyber Dragon a little bit dead in my hand. But this card can go in our Blade Armor Ninja with an extra summon of another hero monster. Um, it's a mid game pusher or like a heavy burst damage, and could be searched out for Rhoda. With Rhoda is really decent. Next we have two Thunder Kings. Thunder King overall a really good card. Your opponent and you cannot add cards to your hand, and you can negate a special summon, like inherent special summon, or a synchro monster, or exceed monster summon. Very good. Two Veilers. Like, now that I stressed enough that Veilers are a really important card of the format, you don't want to get your first turn loop or your hand first, like Inzectors blowing up your field. Yeah, pretty good, decent cards. Next we have Honest. Um, uh, do realize that our monster count, most of our monsters are light. So Honest is a really good card for whatever Thunder King, Alias, Thrasher, Utopia maybe. So that's it for monsters. Notice how the monster count is really low right now, but in actual gameplay and the support of the magic and traps is actually pretty decent. It's actually very consistent, so you don't end up with like dead hands. So the monster count is like 11, but like I said, it's really low, but it works. It's reaching its consistency because of Stratos. And the constant search of Stratos and every other card too. So yeah. So moving on to spells, we have E-Call, which is to search out your Stratos if you don't have any in hand, which is really good because you have a low monster count and you can search out your cards. So you can search out your monsters and have your back row. Same thing with Rhoda. You could Rhoda search Bubble Man. Same as E-Call, during like a top deck. If you top deck a Rhoda, search for Bubble Man. You special summon it from your hand. You like draw two more cards, which is pretty broken, if you ask me. Same thing, or like you can search out for Stratos and add your Alias first turn or second turn, or you can add your Thrasher and special summon Thrasher and special summon another hero monster or another warrior monster, whatever. You see the Blade Armor Ninja, you go for a mid game push or a late game push, or maybe just the early burst damage, get your opponent down to like a 36. So yeah. We have the two duality, increase the consistency of the deck. Book of Moon, as well as defensive and offensive, it is really good. Two MST, just to have try to get rid of your opponent's backfield, however you want to say it. The reason I don't play 3 in a hero deck because 3 might be dead, especially with the low monster count on the deck. I know there's not much difference, but like you can draw like way better spells or traps, like your power cards. Yeah. So two, I think the ratio of 2 is pretty fine. And now you have your power card, you have your Heavy Storm, your Dark Hole, and your Monster Reborn. These are the 3 power cards of your deck. So Monster Reborn, yeah, not that I say less, these cards are really important to your deck. And then next, a Tekken of Forbidden Lands. Okay, so Forbidden Lands is really simple. The thing is really simple. So when your opponent attacks you, and you have a, and let's say if your opponent has a Doka on the field, and you only have an alias, and you don't want the Doka to go through, and you lose your alias, so you just Forbidden Lance it. Like, it gets over big monsters. I mean, like, and it could stop your Stratos being bottomless, and yeah, like all kind of variant of Forbidden Lance. Um, Mind Control, really broken card. There's a lot of level 4 exceed, so you go into Utopia, or you go into Blade Armor Ninja if your opponent has a warrior, or you can steal their Utopia and go for Utopia Ray. And then Super Polys. Most people like maining 1, but I really like maining 2. Especially, like, I know sometimes it could be dead, but especially in this format where Logias are really alive, or Logias and like other wind-up cards are really alive, like, you need to have Super Poly to protect yourself. Like, Super Poly has won me so many games against Rabbit, or other, or like Jirax, or like Jirac teching. Overall, it's really good. Miracle Fusions, it's really good. So you can Miracle Fusions into any of your so you can Miracle Fusion basically anything, like your Shinings, basically the Shining and Great Tornado, but you just go for Shinings, because Shining is a big stick, and then like if you Super Poly your opponent's monster, and then you can like Miracle Fusion to something else depending on its attribute, and it's like a lifesaver. It's like it's like a really good top deck card besides Bubble Man, which can give you. It's a really good top deck card to get out of worse situations. So like, I like it. And 3 Gemini Sparks. My favorite part of the deck is blowing up stuff with Gemini Spark and get the draw one. So let's say if it tackles Alias and they activate Miracle, if they activate Mirror Force or Deep Prison or stupid shit like that. So all you need to do is Gemini Spark and target another one. So they waste their Miracle Fusion. They waste their Mirror Force. I don't know why I keep saying Miracle Fusion. Mirror Force and Deep Prisons, or anything that targets, or Torrential when you summon it, or Bottomless. So if you want your Alias to be if you don't want your Alias to get removed from play, so you activate Gemini Spark and target another card your opponent, so you get a +1 and you get a draw 1. So I think it's a really good card. Like, yeah.